Okay, welcome everyone. It's good to see everyone on our Zoom today for math. I'm going to share my screen with you. I want to just catch you up and make sure everyone knows everything that you need to do for your first day of new instruction. So when you go to my Schoology page and you click on Monday's folder, and it's the same today whether you are a hybrid student or a fully remote student. When you click on Monday, you're going to see three things here. Lesson 18 video, that's what you were supposed to watch before you came to this session right now. On those pages, the teacher went over with you the skill for the day. And she also, and this doesn't always happen, but in this lesson, she did some practice problems with you in your student workbook pages. Today, in our Zoom, we're going to be doing pages 92 and 93 in your student workbook. So make sure you have your student workbook. If you are here right now, you do not need to send these pages to me because we're completing them together. You're going to be participating with me. I'm going to be helping you and here to answer any of your questions. But let's say you were not able to come to the Zoom right now. This part right here, you would be doing by yourself or with someone at home. And then you would have to send me a copy of those pages, just how we practiced with scanning it and sending it in Schoology Messenger. You would send this to me. After our Zoom today, everyone has this as homework. This is not part of your student workbook. If you have a printer, you can print this document. This is a review for your tests on Wednesday. If you do not have a printer, that's okay. You're just going to answer these questions on a separate sheet of paper.
Subject?
Do I have a question?
Yeah, it's Colin. The Monday's homework thing was the thing that I couldn't figure out how to do.
What do you mean you can't figure out how to do it?
I was clicking on it, then going into the paper, and I couldn't edit any of it or fill it out.
Because it's a PDF file, so you have to print it. So when you open it, you would print this, but if you don't have a printer, you can just get a separate piece of paper and write number 1 and do it on a separate sheet, okay?
Okay, I get it now.
All right. Okay. Any other questions before we get started today?
Yes.
Yes, Carter.
Who the heck is watching Disney Plus?
Okay, we have to talk over maybe for those of you who are new to this, we do have to have some online rules. So when you are in a Zoom, if it's possible for you to be in a quiet room, that's the best place to be, because as Carter pointed out, that's pretty distracting to hear things in the background. And I know you guys don't live alone, just like I don't live alone, but I have barricaded myself in my bedroom with the door closed because I do have 2 kids that are also in online school, middle school and high school, in other rooms. And sometimes my husband works from home. So you have to find a spot that works for you. Also, Mrs. Thomas has about a 1-hour Zoom, and my Zoom lasts about half hour, 45 minutes. So you need to find another time to have your snacks and your breakfast and your lunch. Just like in school, we're not eating during class. Now, if you need a drink of water, that's one thing. But we're going to save the treats, the snacks, the dinners, the lunches for when you are not on a Zoom. Yes, Carter.
I found who has it on.
Okay, but that's not your concern. We don't need a Disney Plus police. I'm telling everyone now, you're the only one unmuted, so you're the only person that we can hear in their background. Yes, Nevaeh.
Can I go to the bathroom?
You don't need to ask to go to the bathroom. I'm not at your house. Okay, that's just, you can just turn your camera off and do whatever you need to do. So as being at home, this isn't, our ideal situation, but we're just going to have to do the best that we can. The fact that you're on here right now, you should give yourself a pat on the back. I'll give you a clap. I'm so happy that you're here. Even though sometimes it may seem hectic, if you're able to get on these Zooms, I think just being able to talk to me and Mrs. Thomas, having us help answer your questions is going to be helpful for you. Okay,
just so you know, this
hi, Soren.
Might not look familiar to you.
All right.
I'm still in my room.
Okay.
This is my...
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with you, and I would like you to turn your student workbooks to page 92. Should look like this, page 92. So normally your lesson 18 homework is something that you guys do on your own, and then you come back to school, and this is what I check to see that you're doing at home. Well, today we're going to do this together since you already did the questions in the lesson with the video. Now I want to make sure I can only see a small amount of you right now. So I'm just going to, if you have an answer, I'm going to call on you. I'm going to try to get as many people participating as we can to work on these pages. Now, I cannot see any of your, I can only see 3 people right now, and my screen is continuously changing. So if you have your hand up to ask a question, I cannot see you. So if you have a question, please just unmute yourself and ask at any time. Oh, I see Zoe popped in. Hi, Zoe. Okay, so before we get started, are there any questions?
What page was it again?
92.
Okay.
Wait, I have a question too.
Yes,
so whenever like you said, were we supposed to do these like when we were watching the video? Because I didn't do any of them.
no, well, you should have done problems on page 90 and 91 with the video.
Yeah.
Yep. Those were the ones that she did in the video. Okay, Soren, make sure we're sitting up. You have your book in front of you. Good, and we're ready to be successful today. Okay, so we're going to start. We will draw a tape diagram to represent these problems. And remember, the tape diagrams are just to show what you know and what we need to find out. They do not really help us solve. We're going to use numbers to solve and write our answers as a statement. Number 1, Nina, go ahead and read number 1 for us.
There were 22,869 children, 49,563 men, and 2,872 more women than men at the fair. How many people were at the fair?
Okay, so Nina, what's our job? What are we trying to figure out?
How many people were at the fair?
Okay, so now we're going to use what we know to draw our tape diagram. So we have 22,869 children. So I'm going to label my first box children. Then we have 49,563 men. Make this one 9,563. Smaller. And then we know that there's 2,872 more women than men. So here's our men amount. So to figure out the women, what do you think, Sarah? If we know that there's this many men and the story tells us there's 2,872 more women, what would we do to figure out how many total women there are?
You add 2,872 to 49,563.
Very good. So we're going to take the men amount and we're going to add to it how many more women there are. So right here, I'm going to write my 2 numbers. Make sure all my place values are lined up. so I can figure out how many total women there are. Okay, Corday, I want you to help me with this one, okay? Can you help me with some adding? Go ahead, unmute yourself. Corday, unmute yourself. Say something so I can hear you. Oh no, is your volume up? I can see you waving, but I can't hear you. Can you hear me? All right, we'll try again. Tessa, can you help me with this adding? Let's see if we can hear you.
You have to add the 3 plus the 2.
And that gives me?
5.
Okay, keep going.
6 plus 7 equals 13.
So I put down the
3, carry the 1. Then 8 plus 5 equals 13 plus 1 equals 14. Carry the 1 put the 4. 2 plus 9 equals 11 plus 1 equals 12. Carry the 1. 4 plus 1 equals 5.
So what is this our final answer, Tessa?
No,
What is this answer?
it's the woman total.
Okay, so I know that there's this many children, this many men, and this many women. Finn, what's the question asking us to do? What's our job? What are we trying to figure out?
How many people were at the fair in total?
So what would I do now?
You have to add the women, the men, and the children all together.
Okay, so I'm going to take my 22,869 children, my 49,563 men, and my 52,435 women. And add those together to get our total. So before we add, let's have Carson. When you look at these children, men, and women, what were there the most of? Children, men, or women?
Women.
And how many women were there?
52,435.
What do we have the least of?
Children.
Very good. How many children were there?
2,872.
22,000. Very good. Okay, Tegan, can you unmute yourself and help me add these three big numbers? You have to unmute yourself.
9 plus 3 plus 5 equals 17.
So I put down the
Put down the 7.
and carry my
1.
Okay, now add up my tens for me.
16.
Okay, so 1 plus 6 is 7, plus 6 is 13, plus 3 is 16. So I put down my 6, carry my 1. Okay, then add up my hundreds for me. What's 1 plus 8?
Can I go to the bathroom?
Tegan, what's 1 plus 8?
9.
Plus 5.
Can I go to the bathroom?
Lauren, you're interrupting right now. I've already told you before, you do not need to ask to go to the bathroom when we're on a Zoom. It's not necessary for you to interrupt everyone to let us know you're going. Tegan, what's 9 plus 5?
14.
Plus 4 more.
18.
So I put down the
8.
and carry my
1.
Okay, my thousands. 1 plus 2.
3.
Plus 9.
12.
Plus 2.
14.
Tell me what to do.
Put down the 4 and carry the 1.
All right, finish it up.
4 plus 5 equals 9, and 9 plus 2 equals 11. 11 plus 1 equals 12.
Okay, where do I put my comma? Okay, so I go 1, 2, 3. I put in my comma. So I have for my answer 124,867. So we need to, this isn't a complete answer right now. What do I need to do to this, Chase, to make it a complete answer?
Add a sentence to it.
Okay, so what could I write? How could I write this as a statement?
There are 124,867 people at the fair.
And then a good strategy is to go ahead and box in your answer so we know where to look. That's a good sentence with a capital letter and a period also. That would make Mrs. Thomas happy. There are 124,867 people at the fair. Then let's just look back and make sure it makes sense. So this is a big number. It's in the 100,000s. But if I estimate about 20,000, this is about 50. So 20 plus 50,000 gives me about 70,000. And then I know there are this many more women than men. So if I want to add the men again, so that'd be about 100,000, and then 20, and then 3, that'd be about 123,000 would be my estimate in my head if I'm just looking at that. So when I look at my actual answer, I see that's pretty close. So if I'm trying to find my total, then this would make sense. Okay, before we move on, are there any questions? Just go ahead and unmute yourself and ask if you have any questions at all.
What do we, like, it's kind of like cut off because I see like other people, but it says there are, and then the number, and then I can't see anything else after.
Give me 1 second, Reese. Thanks for letting me know. I can just make this a little smaller so you can see the whole thing. Is that better?
Like maybe move it over a tiny bit because I can't really still see it. Yeah.
See, sometimes you might have to like minimize our faces on your screen, but if I can do anything to make it easier on here, that's probably about as small as I can make it so you can still see. Okay, when you are ready, go ahead and move on to number 2. And I want you to read it to yourself and either highlight or underline some important things that we're going to use. And then once we have to give everyone a chance to copy down number 1, we'll read number 2 together. Jack, I'm going to have you read number 2 for us in about 10 seconds, okay? I'm going to go ahead and move this up. Go ahead, Jack.
Number A is 4,676. Number B is 10,043 greater than A. Number C is 2,610 less than B. What is the total value of numbers A, B, and C?
Okay, so Jack, before we can find the total value, what do we have to figure out?
What all numbers equal?
Right, we have to figure out what number A is, number B, and C. Zoe, if you look back in our story, what does it tell us about number A?
It tells us that
What do we learn about number A in these sentences?
I was on the wrong page. It tells us about.
We're on page 92.
It tells us about the number that number A is.
What is it?
4,676.
Okay, so we know number A. It's 4,676. Noah, what does the story tell us about number B?
It tells us.
Look here, what is it? Number B is what?
Number B is 10,043 greater than A.
Okay, so is it bigger or smaller than A?
Bigger.
Bigger. So we need to take letter A, and we need to take 4,676, and we're going to add to it 10,043. So off to the side, I'm going to take 4,676, making sure all the right place value are lined up. And I'm going to add to it 10,043 so we can figure out what number B is. Okay, Alyssa, I'm going to have you help me with this one. Go ahead and start adding in the ones place for me.
6 plus 3 equals 9.
Thank you. How about hundreds?
The 7 plus 4 equals 11. So put down the 1 and carry the 1.
Good.
1 plus 6 equals 7. So put down the 7. 4 plus 0 equals 4. And 1 plus nothing equals 1.
Okay, so Alyssa, 14,719 is what? Is this our answer, or what is this number? What's this telling us?
How much number B is?
Okay, so this goes with number B. So I'm going to put it right above here. 14,719. So we know A, we know B. Now we need to figure out C. Briley, what do we know about number C? Briley with a B.
Number C is 2,610 less than B.
So to figure out number C, Briley, what would I do?
Subtract 2,610 from B.
Okay, so I'm going to take my number B, which is 14,719, and I'm going to take away 2,610. Okay, so I'm going to write this going vertically, making sure my numbers are lined up. And this time I'm going to be subtracting. Okay, Maria, once you have this one written down, I'm going to have you help me subtract, please.
Wait. Lost the pencil.
Andrew, are you writing these down?
Okay.
Okay, Maria, when we subtract, where do we start? In the biggest place or the smallest?
Smallest.
Good, so we're going to start with our ones. Can I do 9 minus 0?
Yes.
Which is?
9
How about 1 minus 1?
equals 0.
7 minus 6?
1.
4 minus 2?
2.
1 minus nothing?
1.
Wow, you got off easy. There was no trading there at all. Hi, Nolan. I saw you snuck in. I didn't see you before. I'm not sure when you got in here, honey, but we're on page 92 in your student workbook. We just finished number 2. Okay, Maria, so 12,109. What is that, our final answer, or what is this number?
That's our final number for number C.
Good. This goes with number C. So all this work we've done, we still haven't solved, but we know what number A is, number B, and number C. Reese, what's the value of number A?
The value is 4,676.
What's our value of B?
4,676 plus 10,000.
We figured that out. What's the total?
14,719.
And then what's our value for number C?
12,109.
Okay, thank you. So now that we have all 3 of these, let me find someone I haven't talked to yet. Cooper, if I want to figure out the total value of all three of these, what should I do?
You add 4,676 with 14,709 and 12,101 or 9.
Cooper, when we're adding up these, what's the most important thing about our setup? When we're adding up numbers with thousands and 10,000s, what's the most important thing when setting this problem up, Cooper? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
Tessa, do you remember the most important thing about setup?
That it has to be vertical.
Right. And you want to make sure you're starting in your ones place and your place value is lined up. So this 4, you don't want this 4 in the 10,000s place. It should be with the rest of the thousands. Okay, Izzy, could you help me solve this one?
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and add for me.
9 plus 9 equals 18 plus 6 equals 24.
So I put down my 4 and carry the 2. Andrew, I hope you're writing this down.
7 plus 1 equals 8 plus 2 equals 10.
So what do I put down?
Put down the 0, carry the 1.
Good.
6 plus 1 equals 7. 7 plus 7 equals 14. Plus 1 equals 15. Put down the 5, carry the 1. 1 plus 4 equals 5. Plus 4 equals 9. Plus 9 plus 2 equals 11. Put down the 1, carry the 1. And 1 plus 1 equals 2, plus 1 equals 3.
Very good. I'm going to count 3 places over. So I have my answer as being 31,504. Now it does say you write a statement. So if the question says, what is the total value of numbers A, B, and C? Who could give me a statement to answer this question? Just skipped over. Gracie, was that your hand up? It shot up and then it fell away. Nina, I see your hand. What statement, Nina, could I use to solve this?
The total number of number A, B, and C is 31,504.
There you go. And I'm going to put a box around this. I'll move it up so you can see it better. The total value of A, B, and C is 31,504. What do you need, Zoe? Remember, I can't see your faces, so if you have a question, just unmute yourself.
I can't see the screen.
Is it, you have the Zoom too big? Minimize
No,
it.
I can't see the numbers.
I'm not sure. Is anyone else having trouble seeing the numbers?
Probably glitching.
No, like you can't see the numbers either?
All the people, like the side of the screen is blocking it.
Okay, you have to move that. I can't do that. You have to move the people.
You're able to move the bar of people from the top and drag it somewhere on the screen.
Or you can just hit the little minus sign and minimize it, so then all the people's faces will be small and you can just see the screen.
We don't have a minus sign.
The very top of everyone's faces, there should be like a big grid, and then a 2 grid, and then a 1 grid, and then a very small one. It says hide thumbnail video. That's what I do so that I can see what I'm writing for you guys. Carissa, are you all good with this one? Did you get, let's put your snack down, your drink, that we're supposed to be working now. Did you get all of number 2 done? You ready for number 3? Okay, if you have a question, go ahead and unmute yourself. If not, we're going to go ahead and move on to number 3. Okay. Hunter, go ahead and read number 3.
A store sold a total of 21,650 balls. It sold 11,795 baseballs. It sold 4,150 fewer basketballs than baseballs. The rest of the balls sold were footballs. How many footballs did the store sell?
Okay, so Julian, what were the total number of balls that they sold at the store? Look in our story. What was the total number of balls sold?
21,650.
Yep. So right here, we're going to put 21,650 balls. So if we're working at Dick's Sporting Goods, which is one of my dream jobs, I would love to work there to have a good discount. If that was my store and I know this is how many total balls were sold, it doesn't tell me which sports though. That's what we need to figure out. Let's see. Who haven't I heard from? Corday, let's see if your volume's working again. I want you to tell me how many baseballs were sold. Try to say something. Let me see if I can hear you. I can't hear you, but I do know this. This happened to Sunny the other day. And I don't want you to do it now because you can hear me, but she shut everything off and turned it back on and then her volume worked. So let's try that after we're finished today. Sarah, how many baseballs were sold? Sarah, anyone? You gotta talk nice and loud, remember.
11,795.
Okay, 11,795. These are your baseballs. Then, Peyton, what other information does it tell us?
That there are 4,150 basketballs.
Read closely.
There were 4,150 fewer basketballs.
Than what? Fewer basketballs than baseballs. So Riley with an R. If we know there's this many fewer basketballs than baseballs, how could we figure out how many basketballs there are?
We could do 11,795 minus 4,150.
Okay. Let's have Gracie, can you help me with this subtraction problem? Let's see if your volume works, honey.
Oh, little one.
There you are. Can I do 5 minus 0?
No.
Yes.
And that would be what?
What's the one weight by the
5.
thing?
How about 9 minus 5?
Yes.
What do you think it looks like?
4.
Drawing someone?
7 minus 1?
Yeah, so he's talking on
6.
Bang.
And then how about 1 minus 4?
Can't do that, so you cross out the 1 and make it a 0, and the other one becomes an 11.
No.
11 minus
11 minus 4 is 7.
And 0 minus nothing?
0.
Good. So we have 7,645 basketballs. Carter, that leaves my last box would be what type of ball?
Football.
What do we know in our story about footballs?
That the rest of them were footballs.
Okay, so Carter, if I know I have this many total balls, this many basketballs, this many basketballs, and the left is footballs. What are we going to do to figure out how many footballs we have?
Subtract the baseballs from the basketballs.
Well, no, we wouldn't subtract. So we have this whole group up here. We need to figure out if we take both of these away from this one, everything left over is going to be football. So this is football. So what do you think I should do first? I could attack this a couple different ways.
Oh yeah. Add the baseballs to the footballs.
Okay, so we can add
the
together.
Football. Add the baseballs to the basketballs, and then subtract your answer from adding those from the.
Find you. Okay, Hayden Garland, go ahead and you're going to add these for me. Go ahead and unmute yourself and tell me 5 plus 5.
5 plus 5 is 10. 9 plus 4 is 13.
What to do? I can't just write 10.
Oh, you put the 0 down and carry the 1.
Okay, now what do I do next?
Then 9 plus 4 plus 1 is 14. You put the 4 down and carry the 1.
Good.
Then you 7 plus 6 plus 1 is 14. So you put the 4 down and carry the 1.
Good.
Then 11 plus 7 plus 1 is 9. Is 19.
Well, we have 1 plus 1 plus 7 is 9. Then you have 1 plus nothing that gives you what?
19.
Okay, so Hayden, this tells us how many baseballs and basketballs there are total. So there's 19,440 of both of these balls. If we want to figure out how many were footballs, now what will we do?
You take the number, you take the baseball number, and you take the number that we just did and put it up in the football?
No, because this number is baseballs and basketballs put together. So here's our baseballs and here's our basketballs. That's baseballs and basketballs together. So all this are these two numbers put together. So this tells us there's 19,000 of both of these. The rest is footballs. So if this is our total number and 19,440 of these balls are baseballs and basketballs, the rest is football. So what would we do to figure out how many are footballs?
You add 21,650 plus 19,440.
No, because that would be adding all of the balls plus baseballs plus basketballs. So think of it this way, Hayden. I have a big basket. Okay, here's my basket. And it's filled with baseballs, footballs, basketballs, all different types, okay? This is my basket. There's 21,650 of all mixed sports in here. I took away, we just figured this out. You added these together. There's 19,440 of which two types of balls?
Baseball and basketballs?
Okay, so am I going to put those in this basket and make the number bigger? Am I going to take them out?
Take them out.
Okay, so if I'm going to take out 19,440 balls, what's left over are just footballs. So what am I going to do to figure out what's left over?
You subtract them.
Good. So I'm going to take my total, 21,650. I'm going to take away 19,440. Aaliyah, I'm going to have you help me with this one. What is 0 minus 0?
0.
5 minus 4?
1.
6 minus 4?
2.
1 minus 9?
You can't do that, so you take 1 from the 2, make it a 1, make the 1 11, and 11 minus 9 is 2.
1 minus 1?
0.
Okay, Orlando, I have 2,210. So the question is, how many footballs did the store sell? Give me a sentence that I can write to answer this question. Go ahead. How many footballs did the store sell?
The store sold 2,210 footballs.
There you go. The store sold 2,210 footballs. Okay. So I'm going to go through and I want to make sure. So that was, we did both pages of lesson 18 homework together, practicing solving multi-step problems. I'm going to check off these people's names and these people. Corday, let's wait till after class is over to have your lunch, okay? Thank you. And just in case you need to talk to me about something. Okay, these people, I'm going to mark you off for having completed your homework and it's already turned into me. Soren, Peyton, Sarah, Trace, Nina. Brian, Maria, Hayden Garland, Nevea, Tanya. Carson, Julian Pletcher, Corday. Colin, Tessa, Duran. Carissa, Briley, Finn. Riley, Izzy, Carter. Zoe, Andrew, Ilea, Tegan, Cooper, Chase. Sunny, Noah, Gracie, Orlando, Alyssa, Hunter, Reese, Caliana, Jack, and Nolan. Is there anyone that I missed? And boys and girls, luckily I can't see the chat, but there's not all these things. And thank you, Colin, for being the bigger person here and saying stop chatting. The chat is only supposed to be if you're like Corday, how his isn't working, if you need to tell me something. And like I told you before, I can't see the chat when I'm sharing my screen with you. So all you're doing if you're typing in here is distracting people. And that'd be just like if we were in school and you were constantly talking to your neighbor. So I'm going to close that. Okay. Are there any questions? Was there anyone that I missed and I didn't say your name? Not everyone? Okay, so when you get off Zoom with me, your math for today isn't over. What do you still have left to do?
Is it okay that I show you something?
No, I need you to answer my question. What do you need to do after our Zoom today, Soren? What's your math homework?
I don't know. My dad assigns it to me.
Well, you should know because I already showed it to you once in our session today. Was there anyone watching earlier that remembers? Jack?
The module 1.
review. It's at the bottom, the last thing in your Schoology. You have a review to do today. Tomorrow in our Zoom, we're going to be checking it. Cooper, that if you don't remember, you're listening now. In your Schoology folder, the third item is a math review. If you don't have a printer, you're going to do it on just a piece of paper. You'll write number 1 and solve. Number 2, solve. That's what you need to bring to the Zoom tomorrow. Now, let's say you can't make the Zoom tomorrow. Your job is going to be to watch the video after I publish it after the Zoom and check your work, because on Wednesday, you're taking a test. Hayden?
So, for the one video, I didn't finish the questions on that.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, you're going to have to go back and do it because you're supposed to be finished with that video before you come to this session. Okay? Because that's like the learning for today. So I'm glad you made it here, but now you'll just, before you do the review, you should go back and finish that, because it's kind of like, almost like if you left class early. So, but it's nice. This is on a video. You can go back and watch it now. Yes, Nevaeh?
I can print this, but I'm going to have to wait till my mom gets off work.
Well, if you want to do it before she gets done with work, just do it on a separate sheet of paper.
Okay.
That would probably be best instead of sitting around all day. Get it done so when she gets home, you can show it to her and show her all your work's done. Any other questions?
Check.
Can I show you something?
Hi, Andrew.
I just said my
Is
name.
it okay that I show you something?
Soren, it's not a good time. No, it's not. Someone's trying to ask a question and I can't find them. You have to say who you are, guys, because when you say I don't know who you're talking about.
Maria.
Okay, Maria, what's your question?
What's in the video, because I didn't get to go to it yet.
Oh, well, the video's the whole lesson for today. You're supposed to do the video before the Zoom. So if today was confusing, it was because you missed the whole lesson. So the items in the Schoology, they're listed the order that you need to do them. And it says in big letters, before the Zoom, you watch the video and do the problems. That's on top. That's the first thing in your Schoology folder for Monday.
I was doing them, but then it was time for the Zoom, so I started to get on the Zoom.
Okay, but just keep in mind, you have reading from 9:15 to about 10. So you have 11, 12, 3 hours, and the video is only 20 minutes long. Hayden.
I watched the video when I first got up.
Okay. Do you have a question?
Yeah. What's it called? Does it tell you what page you go on for it?
I have the pages listed on your Schoology.
Okay.
Okay. Andrew, do you have what was that, honey?
This is Ilea. I just want to tell you, I watched the video, but I didn't know that I was supposed to do the pages, but I did the answers on scratch paper. Is that okay?
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure. Let me go back. I think I have, like, boys and girls, you have to read. Now you're right here. It says, make sure, can you guys see my screen? Make sure you have all of your math materials before you begin. You're going to be completing the problems in your student workbook, pages 90 and 91, while watching the video. So it is listed right there. So for you to say you don't know you need the book, that's not okay. You are at home now. So you guys have to take some responsibility for reading the 3 sentences of instructions that are there. Any other questions?
Hi, Andrew.
Tomorrow, we're going to be checking your review during the Zoom, okay? Okay, okay, so you guys can go ahead and get logged off. Where is Carson, you are going to stay on, okay?
Hi, Andrew.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Hi, Andrew. Hi. Hi, Andrew.
Question, can I show something?
No. No, it's not appropriate.
Duran, that's not necessary. If you guys have questions,